This is the ES1 Next Level Racing seat, and I'm going to review it today. Do let me know if you got that reference. Designed and developed for elite sim racing, side and bottom mount compatible, dual layer construction for maximum rigidity, ergonomically modded cushion for comfort and support, suited for Formula and GT racing position, you know that's important for me. Tapered seat design for VR users, engineered for strength and durability, can suit users up to 42-inch waist hip size. So for context, I've raced in OMP seats, I've tried Sparco. I so far had the default seat for the FGT from Next Level Racing. So I've tried a few different seats, and today I'm gonna try and find out if this is the best affordable option, because I've been doing some research into this lately. Might not be the best night for this job. Sure hope I don't cut into the seat. But I think I'm getting just the edges here. They packaged it dangerously, but I don't think I cut into it. No, I did not. Okay. Well, there's some packing material, and we have the seat right here. Let's first see what else is in there. So we do get some mounting hardware and of course an installation booklet. Ooh! So I guess this is the seat belt, which I've read online is just about existent and not really very usable, but I have to say, this feels pretty good. Like the seatbelt clicky thing itself feels like it does in maybe a Dacia, but still like in sort of in a real car. Ooh. It looks pretty nice. What I didn't realize is that it actually seems to have like an Alcantara sway-ish material. I knew that it was like a memory material. Ooh, that's a bit weird. Oh, that's glue. Okay. It's not glued in place perfectly. That's a bit strange. The material itself feels really, really nice. You'll just always see where you sat and you might get a butt imprint, but that doesn't really matter when you're racing, does it? It hugs my body pretty perfectly, like here on my lats or on my back. I'm pretty much perfect in. I'm a bit wider, I guess. I'm 179 centimeters and like 83, 85 kilos. So this is almost perfect for me. I guess the back of my head goes to the upper part of the cushion, but I would say it's pretty comfortable. One thing I noticed that is a bit weird is this edge here. I can feel this edge on my butt, and maybe it's not entirely as far back as it's supposed to be. You can see here. I might have to look into that after, but overall it feels pretty comfortable first, like as an initial thing. So this is the tiny girlfriend in the initial reaction. She is, how tall are you? Like 158?
Yes.
Okay, so she's much shorter than me and definitely thinner. How does it feel? Is it comfortable?
Yes.
Could you see yourself racing in this for an hour or two, or would it get uncomfortable? Do you feel something that is off?
Yeah, the back.
You feel that edge as well?
Yeah.
Some small details I've noticed is there's, wait, let's see if we can get a focus here. Okay. The edge here is like, I guess it was probably melted or cut to be a bit more soft instead of a sharp corner. It's not that nicely done. Looks a bit DIY'd. But otherwise, the cushion is really nice. It looks really good. Overall, the seat looks great, but you can already see that there's some button prints there. So we've both noticed that The edge that I showed earlier on is a bit strange, but I'll install it in the seat. It'll actually have a bit more of a reclined angle after that. I actually race in a Formula position, so it'll even be more reclined. Maybe it's less noticeable then, but otherwise, first impression, pretty good. I like it for the price. By the way, here in Switzerland, I paid around 340 or 320 bucks. I'll make sure to put some prices in, which is like 400 American doubloons, I think. So make of that what you will. All right, welcome back to my office. We are now going to uninstall the old Next Level Racing seat. It served me well, but it's a bit flimsy, and obviously it just doesn't look that next level, does it? So we're gonna install this bad boy now and then try it for real. So I didn't really think I would need power tools, but here we are. So there was actually a piece in the rail that was cut out of the rail part, and I was really scared for a moment, but I guess it literally fits exactly into the holes at the top. So I'm less worried now. So these are actually the brackets that I will use to fix the seat on, but you don't necessarily need these. You can see there's holes down here, and with these you will be able to bolt it onto the FGT directly. These give a lot more options on how you want to position it, so I'll be going with these. Alright, the seat is finally fully installed. That was certainly a bit harder than I was expecting, but the seat itself is easy to install. I mean, it's adding the seat belt if you really want to. That's 1 bolt, that's 2 bolts, that's it. But obviously I had to do a lot of adjustments on my rig, and if you have an FGT as well and remove the old seat, you'll have to, or I at least had to, adjust the pedal distance. I had to adjust the height for the wheel plate. So there was a lot more work behind this than I thought. I'd say overall I had like 1.5 hours. I'm certainly not the handiest of handymen. I think I can handle myself, but obviously if you work in that field you'll be better at it. But it's definitely doable. It's not hard, just takes time and you have to dial everything in. But I do love the seat bracket. I'm really happy I got it with this, because this adds so much adjustability, and in the end, can you argue with the looks of it? So all that's left now is to jump in, do some racing, and then give a final review. Alright, I think I have my verdict for an initial reaction or initial thoughts. The seat is pretty comfortable. It looks awesome. I really like the way it looks, and it's very stable. So whereas with the original FGT seat I had before, it was very flimsy. Then I've tried an OMP seat that was fiberglass, it was very, very robust. This doesn't feel much softer than that at all. There might be a tiny amount of flex, but it really doesn't disturb me. Now for the seat belt. When I was looking into getting this seat, I thought this thing would just be a gimmick. And when I read some Reddit reviews, they really weren't too fond of it either. I have to say, I'm not sure what that's about. Because, like, I know it's completely unnecessary and it won't make you any better, but I do feel like it helps me get a better position. As you can see here, when I really tighten it up, there's no way for me to like get into a weird clunky position or bring my shoulders forward too much. I think it helps me keep a very neutral position here and keep my shoulders back. Whereas when I was racing with the old seat and without any seat belts, sometimes I would come forward too much, and I really think it helps, and it just looks cool. I mean, at the end of the day, this is like a hobby. This is supposed to be fun, right? We spend money on these things. It doesn't have to only be functional. It can just look cool as well. And I mean, look at the yellow, red. It works, and it works with like my whole setup. So I like it even more specifically. Some negatives. That little ledge that I was talking about earlier on, it's a lot less noticeable now that I sit in it, and I feel like if my butt warmth heats up the glue a bit and I use this thing for a while, I mean, I'm like in a reclined position, it will probably move back a bit. But at the moment, I can feel it. It's not completely neutral. And the height of the seat, that might actually be a part of that little ledge, because obviously, like, the cushion is a bit like this, and if I sit up here on the ledge, that will give me even more height. And I'm not like a very tall person. Again, I'm at like 179 centimeters. That's like 5'10", I think. And I'm at the top here. For me, it's comfortable, but I think if you're like 5 centimeters, maybe 10 centimeters taller than me, if you're like 185, 190, it's probably gonna be a bit tall. In terms of the back here, the support, it's almost like it was tailor-made for my size. I am so, like, I fit in so snugly, it's extremely comfortable. Like, it's pretty much perfect. I have, in my normal life, I drive an F82 M4, and that has the option to bolster up the sides of the seats here. And when I set it up almost perfectly, maybe a bit looser to stay comfortable, then it would be just like this. So if you're about my size, it would be perfect. I think if you're skinnier, you're going to be comfortable in it. If you're a lot bigger than me, then it might get a little uncomfortable. So if you're much taller or much wider than me, then I probably would look into something else. So is it the best seat in the world? No, it's not. Like when I've tried seats for $1,000 plus, that was obviously a different experience, but this does not cost $1,000. It's entry level. It's like an entry level bucket seat. And from what I've experienced in that area, I think if you're, again, my size, this is pretty much perfect, and I would definitely recommend you get this. If you have more money to spend, and if you want to spend more money, then do. There's definitely room up, but in this price range, this is a great seat, and I would definitely recommend it. So I hope you liked this video. Let me know if reviews is something you want to see more on this channel, and I would love if you subscribed or liked or told me what you think in the comments, and hopefully I see you in the next one.